Hi, um, it's Rickles again. Obviously, you're on the channel. So today I've got another poem. It's called "Please Place Me," and this was probably the second uh, poem that I wrote while realizing I'm in this program. Um, I'm a little cloudy today, but I'm feeling good. So that's a good thing. You always try to find that positive in the negative. Be that magnet. Attract the positive feeling, the good flow, the good vibration. Um, so this one's called Please Place Me. And what I'm going to do, again, I'll explain it if you haven't watched any videos before, and this is the only one that you've seen. I apologize for the other videos kind of doing half of it or part of it and then me making another one. I was dealing with a messed up phone, so uh, here we go. The voices, the choices, make me who I am. Damn, I just want to be a man. Can I succeed? What do I need? Fuck, I'm on my knees. Please, give me the keys to unlock the doors to my needs. Religion and faith? No trace. What's my case? Place. Feelings are a disgrace. Nutcase is where I'm placed. Maced in the brain and face. So-called truth. Crude. Wish I can erase. Chaste is how I feel. What's real? Is there a point to feel? Deal. I'm about to keel over like a rover. It's over. Feeling lazy. Feeling crazy. Wish life would erase me. Phase me. Place me. You're fucking crazy. Maybe. But I'm a daisy that has never seen light. Fight for what's right. Say goodnight. Want to get high as a kite, right? Just might. Light to see in the dark. Bark so I can embark. Stark like Tony. I'm lonely. Hold me. Wish someone could unfold me. Told me from the very beginning. Feels like I'm winning, but I'm sinning. Is this life? Knife. Is this life? Life? Knife is what people resort to. Life. Let consciousness escort you. Is it right? Night is the only period of time. Let it pass. Grass. Smoke and smoke till my smoke until I'm numb. No need to run. Dumb. Rum. It feels like a drum. Every beat is a shot. Caught. Inside I rot. Taught. All bad growing up as a child. Filed. Denial. Now I'm riled. Like South Park, I'm Kyle. Really, I'm Kenny. Surrender. Take a knee. Plea. Like the sea, purify yourself. Wealth is a state of mind. Kind is what we need to be. Bind is what I need to flee. See, I just want to be me. So I know that when you hear it, it's kind of random and it doesn't really go with what people think. Like when you hear it, it's kind of like, what are you talking about, dude? And this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't have friends. Um, Nobody gets me, and this is why my whole life feels lonely. Because we're human beings, and we uh, we need that interaction. And so when you don't have that interaction, sorry, there's a fly. um, we need that interaction, and the interaction is crucial to being a human being. And when you don't have it, and that's what jail's for, and that's what it does to you. It segregates you from everybody else, and you start to go crazy, well, maybe it's not crazy. Maybe you need that segregation sometimes, and when it's voluntary, not pushed, or shoved, I should say. Push isn't a word that was strong enough, so shoved sounds better. Um, has more meaning. But anyways, let me start. I don't want to babble on. It's already been 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go line to line and explain what I'm talking about in this. And it seems like the more I read it, the better I can interpret what the words mean. And when I wrote this, I was questioning myself. I was doubting myself, and this is what the program does. It makes you doubt yourself so they can access parts of your mind that, control you. Um, so the first couple lines is the voices, the choices, and that's what makes us human. That's what gives us the ability to make our own decisions, and when the voices are involved, they're trying to make your choices, and so those are the major concepts that they're using. And let me back up a little bit. Uh, the title is Place Me, Please. And when I wrote this, I didn't know what I meant, and now when I see it, all I'm doing is asking them to place me and get it over with, because they continuously say, oh, he's a good person, he's a bad person, he's a good person, he's a bad person. It's an algorithm. It's bringing you up and dropping you, bringing you up and dropping you as the time goes by. You know what I mean? So it's it's just me wanting to be done with it, and I didn't realize that at first. I do now, but because I've been here and I've done a lot of research and I've taught myself a lot. So let's move on. The voices, the choices, make me who I am. So, I mean, if you explain who you are, it's the choices you make. And that's what other people see, and that's what they believe. You know, uh, so be careful on your choices. Be mindful and think about it. Um, damn, I just want to be a man. So when I first got into this program, I was making like $1,000 a week. I was making good money. I wasn't even cussing. I tried to quit smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol and all that kind of stuff. But the more I got into this and the more they were breaking me down, the more I wanted to do these. And so being a man to me is supporting your family. And you're gonna hear, stuff in the background. That's one of my family members watching TV. So just kind of keep that in mind. So yeah, being a man is like my goal, and so it says, I just want to be a man. Can I succeed? I'm questioning myself. This is proving that they had a hold of me at that time, and they were breaking me down. They're making me question and doubt myself. Uh, what do I need? I'm asking myself, what do I need to succeed? Like, I'm missing something, and they're trying to fill that void. So I confide in them, and they become a trusted voice in my head, where I don't hear it anymore, and they're making my decisions. So fuck, I'm on my knees, and again, state of mind at that time, I felt like I was on my knees, and I know I said in the last video, I don't kneel. I stand. I fight. I stick up for myself and my family and my friends. That's all we have. So why not? If you're a coward and you just allow people to take you over, take your family over, I mean, that's not being a man. You know what I mean? So please give me the keys to unlock the doors to my needs. Um, when you're lost, it's like locking a door and can't remember where you put the key. you know, and your needs are very important. You need to satisfy your needs so you can move forward. You know, it's like being hungry and having to work and you have nothing to eat. So that whole time you're working, your brain's not even working right because you're not nourished. You know, and a healthy body is a healthy mind. So that's one thing that you need is your needs being met. Um, Next line is religion, faith, no trace. I have done a lot of research, and I'm a very factual and physical type person. I have just now started learning that there's a lot of mental too. There's a lot of state of mind that we need to realize and kind of take a hold of and grasp, because that's something that like most people don't realize, that people can take that from you, you know. And you need to not only be physical, but you need to be mentally healthy too, you know. So that's one thing that you need to focus on. And faith, you know. I can tell you what I believe in, but a lot of people look at me and they're just like, really, dude? I mean, I go back as far as physical, right? Sandscripts, um, stuff that's written on caves, from the earlier civilizations, from the last bottleneck, and possibly the very beginning. I don't really know. I don't have proof of that. You know, I'm just going off of what information I have to go off of. And again, our brains don't have the capacity to realize the truth, because things are so small and so big, but they're the same thing. You know, uh, I would like people to kind of understand how photons and atoms work, because if you look what makes up a photon, you know, there's a quark of light spectrum and all that, and it's extremely small. It's the smallest observable particle that we can see. And so what goes beneath that? What's smaller? And then these things that make up a photon, they look like giant suns. And if you look into space, there's so much space out there, and there's multiple different types of suns. You know, like, so, and they represent each other. They look exactly the same. And I would like you to do your own research and get your own opinion on that, and maybe comment or don't. You know, that's your choice. Make your own choice. You know, so, and I'm glad you've made the choice to watch this. I mean, it's something that I feel it's my contribution to the collective. You know, and so thank you. Uh, what's my case? I didn't know what was my what's my endeavor. You know what I mean? Like, where am I going? What am I doing? Do I have reason, or is this just completely random? And my brain is it. You know, I really hate to say the name, because I don't follow people, but there's quotes that people say that, you know, kind of lift my consciousness to a point where, like, I understand it to a different point. But Elon Musk once said, um, he can't shut his brain off. And, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, you're so smart, you're so smart. But when you can't shut it off, it gets really, it starts to get to you, you know. And so my mind runs 24/7 in my dreams. I can remember my dreams and I can literally control them. When I'm in a dream, I do tests to see if I'm there or not, and that's defying gravity, um, doing other things that, you know, just be like, oh, this isn't real, you know. So uh, I probably went off track there, and this is what I'm saying. You know, my mind just goes, runs 100 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, whatever, you know, fast, you know, light speed. Okay, so um, place. Again, I'm just asking to be placed. You know, just do what you got to do and get the hell out of my head. You know what I mean? Like, this is my space. It's not yours. This is privacy. You know, or privacy, or however you want to say it. Sorry, I'm trying to be funny. Feelings are a disgrace. And that is the damn truth. If you're not in control of yourself and if you don't believe in yourself, your feelings are low. It's a low vibration, easily manipulated. So uh, your feelings are extremely important. Don't ever forget about them. And if you can learn to control them, they're extremely useful. It helps control your belief systems. And controlling your belief systems are the key. It's the key to understanding yourself and understanding how this program works and how they're triggering you with words and situations. And that turns into an action. I'm pretty sure I explained that already. Uh, Nutcased is where I'm placed. That's where I went to the doctor because I was hearing these things and I didn't know what was going on. And I'd like to be a functioning person of the society, so I'd like to get these things fixed. And I didn't understand what was really going on, and so I went to the doctor. That's the first thing people do, right? They go to the doctor and get these things fixed. Well, they claimed it was schizophrenia in the beginning because I was holding back information. But as soon as I started just kind of leaking a little bit more information out there, they're like, no, this is not schizophrenia. Because schizophrenia is like, there's certain things that almost everybody hears, and it's all the same. It's a constant, and constants are things that never change. It's constantly the same. And those are things you need to pay attention to within yourself, and if you're hearing stuff, with what they're saying. Because again, they'll never throw themselves underneath the bus, and this is how you're gonna understand what game they're playing. Um, Maced in the brain and face. That's how I feel. It's like my eyes are burning, my brain is burning. You know what I mean? Like they're making you feel this way for a reason. They're trying to make you doubt yourself, and it's like being uh, uh, breathing in tear gas or something. You know what I mean? Like your entire head just blows up. It hurts. All you want to do is run, hide. Doubt my position here and go away. You know what I mean? Like uh, so-called truth, crude. The truth is freaking crude. Like the truth hurts, and that's something we need to like embrace. That the truth is out there and we don't understand it, so what we can understand, just embrace it. Because it's gonna be mean. It's gonna be crude. It's gonna hurt. So next line is, I wish I can erase. Chased is how I feel. There's things in our lives that we can go forward with, or there's things in our life that we want to erase. And that's something you can't do. You can't erase anything unless you learn how to train your brain. And that's what I'm trying to help you do, is learn to train your own brain. And once you learn this, you'll be able to get over addiction. You'll be able to make your own choices and test the existence, really. So how I feel. What's real? So sorry, I had to stop that for a second and go do something real quick. I can't remember where I left off, so I'm just gonna go with the next line. Uh, Chased is how I feel, and that's one thing that you're gonna feel, is you're gonna feel like you're being watched, because you are. Uh, it's gonna feel like you're being chased because there is no place to hide. There's no place to run. You know, you can't run from your own brain. And that's why I'm trying to help you understand it. And all I'm trying to do is help people that are going through issues, like I was. Um, so it's how I feel. What's real? Again, I apologize. What's real? So I question reality quite a bit. Um, Only because, there is no explanation to reality. Reality is something that we don't understand unless it's like a simulation or something like that. And if it's a simulation, like Musk said, then I've got another poem for that. and I call it simulation, and it goes with like Mesopotamian type Sanskrit belief, it goes into like alien and reptilian type control, all that kind of stuff, and that's another video. Um, reality can be manipulated. If you understand how to control yourself, you control your reality. You make the choices, you make the thoughts, and your actions create good or positive reactions. Every action has a reaction. So uh, that's why I question things, and it's definitely a good thing to question. Just because, if you don't know how it works, then you don't know how it's produced. And it's like a machine. If you know how it works, the logistics, then you know how to fix it. And fixing things is all I'm trying to help you do, is just fix things. Um, is there a point to feel? Deal. So when I wrote this, like I said, I was doubting myself and I was questioning things. So I dealt with it. Uh, is there a point to feel? Yes, definitely. And that's where your actions come from, because your feelings are extremely strong. Like when you get mad, someone pisses you off, and you make an action, you slap them or something, uh, that's going to create a ripple. And it's a ripple of thought. It's a ripple of more actions, reactions. Uh, and it's going to be negative. But if you make a positive ripple, it's going to come back. It's like throwing a rock in a pond, or let's say a puddle. It's going to hit one side, the waves will, or the ripples, and then it's going to come back and hit the other side. And until it calms down, it'll continuously do the same thing. And so you want to make sure that you make a positive ripple. Next one is, I'm about to keel over like a rover. When I wrote that, my state of mind was, I'm about to just fall. I was trying to give up, but I just couldn't. You know, like a rover. Like I'm exploring. You know, I'm exploring myself and the abilities and all that shit. And trigger words are extremely vital to them and you. You can trigger yourself in a positive way. And so when you get a negative trigger, counteract with a positive trigger, or attach a memory or an action that's positive to that word, and you change it. So, let's see. It's over. Feeling lazy, feeling crazy. Uh, like I said, I doubt again. When I wrote this, it was all doubt. And feeling lazy and feeling crazy. I was jaw dropping, is what I call it. And that's where you're doing nothing but listening to them, and you're not paying attention to the outside world, and you're being triggered. And so when you're being triggered, your brain reacts, and you're like, well, just staring off. And people are talking to you, and you're like, what? What'd you say? I wasn't following, and you were just having a conversation with them. So I call it jaw dropping, like you're drooling or something. Feeling crazy, yeah, I was feeling crazy at that time. That's why I went to the doctor. Uh, wish life would erase me, and that's another thing. And there's another line in here that I will jump back to, and kind of explains each other. You just want it to go away. You just want to stop forgetting and move on. You know what I mean? You just want it to be erased. And that's not like a cry for help at that point, saying I want to die or something like that. It's not like that. It's more like I just want to erase the memories and the thoughts and the feelings. Phase me. Uh, it was phasing me. Like it was changing my thought pattern. It was destroying me at the time. You know, and so the next line is, place me. You're fucking crazy. Maybe. And there again, I was feeling crazy, and I just wanted to be placed, put me somewhere and fix me, please. Which mechanic do I need to go to? Brain mechanic or whatever you want to call it. I use analogies a lot, and that helps me explain things. So maybe, and that's them, you know. They're putting doubt in my mind, and uh, with them saying maybe, it's making you question. So, and never question yourself. Feel it, know it, you know, and own it. Uh, I'm a daisy, and that's one thing I like to think about myself as is a seed planter. You know, I like to plant seeds for other people to grow their own daisies. You know, the positive, and I feel like I am one of those daisies. Uh, and the next line is that has never seen light. You know, I'm like a daisy that's never seen light. I'm growing in the dark. I am the one that, you know, sees the positive and the negative, you know. And that's why I've taken this nasty thing that they've been doing to me and I've turned it into something good, you know. And that's why I'm here. I'm helping people. I'm trying to, at least. Fight what's right. Say goodnight. Uh, Fight, you know, I'm a standard. I stand on my feet and I fight back. You know, that's what I've always done and that's what I'll always do. Uh, what's right? Again, questioning. You know, do you see the state of mind I was in here? And this is where they have control. Say goodnight. That was me saying, I'm gonna knock your lights out. You know, I'm gonna turn out your light. Your photons will stop in a split second. It'll be that blip. You know what I mean? There's no more light. No more photons going through the air. You know. Uh, Want to get high as a kite, right? Well, like I've said in the last video, I was addicted to opiates for a while, and it's just, you know, it's an addiction. It's neurons in your brain that are connecting, and you just want to do it again. And that could do with anything, or deal with anything, you know, food, excitement, sexual things, uh, any type of thinking style, right? And that's where actions or experiences, that's where your brain connects, and that's where you get like, oh, I like this, you know, I want to do it again, and that goes into your limbotics, you know, and possible reptilian part of your brain too. Um, just might, and there again, that's them, you know. They're trying to tell you to do it, you know, because you're controlled when you're at that low vibration. You have no control over your brain when you're on substances, you know. And light, to see in the dark. And again, you know, it's me being that candle in the dark or whatever. However I want to see myself, that's fine as long as it's positive, you know. And bark, bark, you know, like a dog. Rah, 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 I see you. You know, I'm gonna tell everybody that you're here. You know, you're a threat. So so I embark. You know, I explore. I I look into it. I do my research. You know, and because I had to bark, I'm finding out why I'm doing that. You know, and so it's led me here. You know, Stark, like Tony, Iron Man. You know, he's in a suit, which is our body. You know, and he's a smart guy. Well, in the movies, you know, he's a genius or whatever, and he builds everything. He fixes everything on his own, you know, and he can do whatever he wants, really. Um, or like Tony. So yeah, like Tony. I'm lonely. Hold me. Uh, I feel lonely. You know, that's why it's a product of not having friends. Nobody wants to listen to me, you know, and that's why I put this on here and just wait for those people to just gotta, oh, I'll listen to you, you know, and that's what I need, you know. I just need to get it out, or it's stuck in there, you know. And so when I speak it out my mouth, that's an action, you know, and so it's being released, and for other people to absorb it, you know. So hold me, you know. I went through some stuff, broken heart, all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to be held, you know. And I made a song. You don't have to listen to it. It's not that great. I recorded it off of two cell phones, so it doesn't sound that good. But it's got more meaning than anybody can comprehend. Uh, and if you do comprehend, then good for you. You know, I give you a thumbs up. You know, you're on the right track. Uh, Wish someone would unfold me. You know, I feel like origami. You know, uh, and I'm taking different shapes. And these shapes, sometimes I don't like it. Like in the shape I'm in when I'm writing this. I wish someone would just unfold my origami and start me over. You know, and having the ability to fold your own paper, your own plane, is extremely important. So someone told me, of course, again, that's them saying, whatever they say, and they told me all this stuff. Again, before I got into any of this, I was not thinking like this. I didn't have any knowledge of any type of quantum theory or quantum mechanics or quantum biotheory, and they started like telling me these things, and that's where I got into looking up photons and atoms and how they're all made up and how they work and what we're made of in the universe and all that kind of stuff. Like, they were the ones that pointed me in that direction. I don't know why, but I have a belief that it's something bigger than I can imagine, and it has something to do with the centrifugal force of the planet. And there's a motion that happens in space when things are spinning. It flips. When there's a weight difference, and the polar caps are the weight difference. And that's where the bottlenecks come from, and we're about to do it. And maybe I'm being warned. I don't know, or maybe they're just looking for people to repopulate. I have no idea. That's one thing I'm still trying to figure out. From the very beginning, that's self-explanatory. From the very beginning, they've been doing this. Feels like I'm winning, but I'm sinning. Sometimes when you love somebody like yourself, and you should love yourself, you got to do things that you don't like in order for them to be happy. And so that's what love is to me, is being able to make that sacrifice. you know and sometimes it's thought, sometimes it's action, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's love itself. And that's pretty deep right there. um, is this life knife is what some people resort to. Okay, so this is where it gets to the point where I'm thinking of like what they're doing and why they're doing it and how other people react to it. And that's where the other one came in. Where was it? Uh, I was gonna compare something, but either way, I'll just explain this. Some people are influenced because, like I said, they're not. I don't think they're doing anything good. Because why would they be doing this to people? So they're not good people, you know. And so knife is what some people resort to, and that's they get them to kill themselves or kill other people or make that action that puts them in the system so they can be controlled, And so just know, don't ever hurt yourself. Don't ever hurt anybody else. And to fight that urge, like if you need help, I'm always here. You can always get a hold of me or something. I will talk. Um, life. Let consciousness escort you. You know, we are part of something huge. It's like, I call it the red road, and that's like a recovery thing, but you can look at it in any way you want. We're being escorted, and we can escort ourselves. We don't need that person to be like, here, go there, go here. We make our own decisions, and so uh, is it right? And that's me questioning, is my direction right? I believe it is now. I've made mistakes in the past, and that's the past. You always have the future. That's where you clean up the mess. You know, clean your closet. You know, uh, however you want to look at it in that point. Okay, so the next line is night. It's only a period of time. So the darkness isn't always there. There's a time where you can think positive, and even when a negative situation happens, you can always be positive. And that's where you're gonna find your way out. Is being that candle. You need a candle to see. You need those photons moving through the air so you can see. It bounces off reflection. And it doesn't always absorb. It reflects, and that's what we need to see is our reflection. So uh, let it pass. Grass. So grass isn't always green. It dies. Let it pass, but it'll grow back with that daisy. Plant that seed. Uh, Smoke till I'm numb. I have my medical marijuana card. I do believe that there's a particle in THC or CBD or whatever Delta 8, or there's a lot of particles, a lot of elements involved. Uh, I need to run, or no need to run. See, influenced. Uh, no need to run. Stand on your feet. Don't run. Stand there and see what happens. You know, um, just know that you may have to fight. And it's fight or flight. Are you a fighter or do you run? And that's where you need to gain that confidence. And just have confidence within yourself. Um, Dumb is how I felt. Rum, uh, alcohol. It helps me kind of think straight. Like I said, my mind runs 90 miles an hour. It kind of slows me down, so I can kind of focus and understand what I'm interpreting. Or if not, I get confused, and sometimes it's a good thing, and I use it. Like I just see where my mind takes me, and all of these thoughts. There's a reason we have these thoughts, and it's your inner self. Let's see. It feels like a drum. Every beat is a shot. When you take that shot, it's like boom, boom, boom. However many shots that you take, it feels like a drum. I don't know if you can feel it inside your stomach or not, but it's affecting your brain too. Um, Caught. That's how I felt. I felt like, damn, all these bad thoughts. Man, someone's watching. Oh shit. And that's where I started realizing. Like, are these my bad thoughts? Are these mine? So I started questioning, and I started getting to the bottom of things, and realized that if you can't feel it, don't go with it. Gut feeling. You know what I mean? But be careful with that too. Again, you need to start small. Rebuild your foundation. Tear your freaking house down. Rebuild. And start with truth. Truth is the key to success. Because there's no reason to be caught in a lie if we don't lie. And being caught in a lie makes you be in a bad position and doubt yourself. And then it makes other people doubt you. And why even put yourself in that position? Do yourself a favor and be honest. And I've always said I'd rather tell the truth and be in trouble for the truth than to tell a lie and be caught in it later. And that's one thing I go by. I live it. And respect. Respect always brings positive. Always does. And these things aren't respectful. These people, or whatever they are, they are not respectful. They pick on you. They're bullies. And that's what we need to do is stand up to that bully. I just say fuck it and do it. Uh, Inside I rot, and that's where I feel like an encased nut, but a rotten nut. One that society just wants to throw in the garbage. But when we get together, we're an accumulation of these rotten nuts, and we can be composted. We can grow other plants. We can do something good. We're not just thrown in a landfill. Screw a landfill. Recycle. You know what I mean? Put this rotten stuff in a flower bed and let it grow off of that. So, taught. I've taught myself a lot. In the last 10 months to a year, I have taught myself a lot. And they try to take credit for it, but it's me. It's all me, you know. And I think the next video I'm gonna not do a poem. I'm gonna kind of teach some techniques on how to catch these decisions and how to recognize them, acknowledge them, build a plan to succeed, and then take action. So, next one is all bad growing up as a child. Man, I was really not wanting to explain this one, but yeah, I mean, I think that comment right there kind of tells you everything. You know, my childhood wasn't the greatest, and I'm not comparing it to anybody else's childhood. I'm sure there's a lot of people that had it way worse than I did, but everybody experiences life differently, and they take things differently. They learn differently. And so certain actions or scenarios or whatever experiences can change somebody or create somebody. And everybody takes everything differently. So, I mean, I'm repeating myself now, but I mean, that's the only way I can explain it without really going into detail. And that's something that, like, if somebody wants to get a hold of me and we can talk or whatever, I would explain that to you, and I'd be completely honest with everything that happened in my life, and maybe we can compare and get something going, to help you. Filed. That's what happens. Is the way that your foundation as a child is built is where you're filed, and then all your all your decisions that you've made growing up, you're filed. Everybody sees you in a certain way. Society sees you in a certain way, so you're labeled. So it's like making a file. It's got a bunch of information in it, and it's all personal. So denial. It'll put you in denial. I don't want to be that person. I didn't mean to make those decisions. Like I shouldn't have done that. You're gonna question, and you're gonna feel like I shouldn't have done that. But like I said, we always have the future, and we can fix ourselves. So just have that strength. Now I'm riled. I felt that. When I said that, I felt it. And that's something that we need to control, is our anger, our feelings. Our feelings are something that sometimes are uncontrollable. But if you just take a second, and I call it centering, don't use all your mind or all your heart. You center in between, and you think of, the best way to deal with it. Like South Park, I'm Kyle, and I say that because I'm the naysayer. I'm the one that's questioning everything, looking at the repercussions of our actions and all that kind of stuff. And he's portrayed as the person that doesn't want to do anything fun and all that kind of stuff. He's always the one that's like, no, I don't want to do that, and blah 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 blah. Well, the next line is, really, I'm Kenny. From those actions, it's like dying every day, because then you question yourself, and I can feel everything kind of going away right now, and I'm pretty sure that's influence. I've gotten pretty deep into speaking to you guys today, so they don't like it. They obviously don't want it to happen, and what does that tell you? I'm trying to help people, but they don't. They want to help themselves. And that really explains the 1%, honestly. Look at taxes. I'm not going to get into that right now. But take a knee and plead. You do that to yourself, not to them. You surrender yourself to yourself. But just know that they're standing behind you and trying to, play the game for you. And so just plead to yourself, just ask yourself for the guidance, ask yourself for the direction that you need to be in. I honestly like to use crystals, or things that are like elements, parts of the earth, because they're foreign. This isn't, and so I believe in like being able to charge water with positive thinking, uh, earthing, sun gazing, the natural stuff, not the foreign stuff that they're trying to put in our bodies. With all the food out there and the nasty McDonald's and stuff. And I'll tell you what, you ever heard the word McDonald? Let me know. And it's not McDonald's as the food, but the name. Like the sea, purify yourself. You can do that. The sea circulates water, and it's supposed to be able to purify itself, but look at the sea right now. It's so polluted, things can't even live in it. They're dying. Coral reefs are dying. Animals are eating plastic bags. Crap and shit is plastic and stuff is washing up on the shores. How can we purify our planet when it's full of garbage? And nobody's figuring out a way to clean it. It's like they're just letting it go. You know? Man, I want to go a lot deeper than what my writing's saying. I'm supposed to be sticking to the regimen here, but the next one is a state of mind, kind. Now that one I would like everybody to absorb. Kind. Stay kind, stay modest. Be that good person. Even if you question yourself, if you are, be it. If you be that good person, you won't have to question yourself anymore. And you can't expect yourself to change overnight. That's something that gradually comes. You have to start making the decisions, and the time that goes by when you make these decisions, because these situations have to arise for you to make these decisions. It takes time, So again, I'm always here. Is what we need to be. Yeah, so yeah, that goes with what I was just saying. Is state of mind, kind is what we need to be. Okay. So we already went over that. Bind is what I need to flee. So they're binding. They're trying to be one with us. But it's not the one we want to be. It's that bad side of you, that low frequency that's easily controlled. And being a bad person, I have no respect for you. And I know that doesn't matter to you because you don't know me. But just know you're affecting lives. Or I shouldn't say you, sorry. They. Because if you're watching this, you're probably a good person. So, they need to go away. Maybe they should listen to the voices, and those ones will be pointed out. And actually, you know what? No, I take that back. I feel like that was an influence. I take that back. If you feel like you're a bad person, or if you are a good person, stay here. Listen to my words. If you need help, I will help you. I want to create good people out of bad people. People that's lost control and want the control back. Or even if you don't want the control back, I can help you gain control. Just please listen. That's all I ask. Just listen. I'm not asking you to make any commands or demands or anything like that. That's not what I'm about. I'm about knowledge. I'm about figuring out the logistics. C, I just want to be me. That's the last line. I just want to be me. And I'm sure you do too. It's a human quality. That's where our consciousness comes in. And when our consciousness is being manipulated, you're not yourself. And that's where substances come in. Mainly like hard drugs, like meth, cocaine, heroin, things like that are like completely man-made. Marijuana, I believe, is like something that was put on this earth. We have THC receptors in our brain. you know. And I'm not like, if I had the ability to smoke every single day, I would, you know, but I don't, because I don't have money. I don't have the ability to be able to pay for these things. Uh, so it's it's something that when the opportunity comes in, I have a medical marijuana card, so I cannot be charged for anything. I can have it, you know, and I see it as a medical thing, anyways. And it's it's something that I believe that every human body can benefit from. It may not need it, but it can benefit from it. It puts you in a state of mind that is more advanced. Well, not advanced, I take that one back too. It slows you down a little bit. It makes kind of your mind just kind of expand a little bit, and you start thinking like, oh, look, look. It kind of gives you a perception that you don't normally have. And it's something that I believe that, you know, if your body can't handle it, start small. You know, start very small. Or not at all, you know. And if it affects you in a way that isn't good, then that's not for you, you know. And there's different types of minds out there that don't need it, you know, but there are types of minds out there that do, you know. And so you just have to, I guess, know yourself at that point. You know, it does cause paranoia. It does cause you to eat, and if that's a problem, you know, maybe it's not good for you. There are different strains out there that, uh, like sativa and indica, and then ruderalis or something like that. It was one of the very first strains that came out, you know, when it was growing wild, before man kind of did its own cloning and manipulating of its form. But yeah, I've been on for about 52 minutes now. Um, I think I'm gonna kind of call it quits for right now. Uh, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate life, and I hope you do. I'm Rickles. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm nobody special. I'm just a person. But I've been through some shit. And I've learned. So, I'll see you on the next video. You don't have to, I don't want you to like. I don't want you to subscribe. I don't want you to do any of that stuff. Uh, I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, if you don't like this video, tall hat man or whatever it is will come out of your bed and make you have bad dreams. No, it's not like that. Have good dreams. Test your dreams. And remember, there's subliminal messages in your dreams. And they're telling you things that you're not understanding in your physical. So, I'm gonna call it good before I start rambling again. If you guys want me to ramble on a video and just kind of just go off the top of my head or whatever, say something. I don't know if it's got my email on there or nothing like that, but or something like that. But you know, if it does, then you can go ahead and email me. That's fine. If you want to get even more personal and kind of talk through things, we can do a text, or we can get on a site or something like that, and we can speak to each other in real time. I'm trying to go live, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that. And I'm pretty sure it's about the information that I'm talking about. So let's go around it. You know, there's other ways. We can talk about communication anyway, anytime. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go. I'm rambling again. So have a good day. Stay positive. Namaste.